Okay. All right, and the energy that's coming in from the beginning of September into mid-September is the Two of Wands. Okay, that's a good card. All right, so you're planning, you're plotting, Gemini. You got things that you want to do, people you want to talk to, things you want to create. Keep it up. It's coming into fruition because of the hard work that you have taken to make sure that the plan is something that is doable, that it's realistic. So awesome. All right, and the overarching energy for the remainder of September, go figure, is the Tower. Dun, bong, bong, bong. And then we have relationship, career, health, mind, body, spirit, connection. Let me see. Can you see them all? I'll move them up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so the Tower is what's coming. What's a coming? So expect a big shakeup at the end of September. But with these cards here, like, I do feel like you've been planning. This is what's been going on. Is you've been working so hard. You've been getting things in order for yourself, and you forgot to take care of some things. Chances are it has to do with relationship. It has to do with another person, and you've been kind of negligent on taking care of this person, whether it's romantic or even if it's, one of your children or a family member, a friend. You just haven't been up to snuff with them. And so something's going to happen to make you recognize and realize you need to focus on the people you love as much as this idea and this path that you need to take. It could be that in relationship, if you are seeing someone, if you are, romantically connected in some way, that your partner just says, I'm sick of what's up and I'm not taking it anymore, and leaves. And I don't know, it could be permanent just because the Tower oftentimes is taking out things that aren't working. And so it's time for them to go. So some situations, some relationships might just come to an end. But also I feel like in this, just looking at the cards and looking how it's set up, it's a shakeup. Like, they go, but they come back so that you can start anew. And with the Seven of Cups reversed energy, it's like you're not even deciding on good and you're not deciding on bad. You're being completely just nonchalant and aloof about your relationships. Like you're like, yeah, they'll always be there. I know that they love me. I love them. They know that. They know that I'm just busy right now, and I've been busy, and they know that they just have to wait for right now. No, they don't know that, and they feel really neglected, and they feel like you don't care anymore. So, make sure that you are still nourishing and caring for your friends, family, and loved ones, Make sure that they know how much you care, and say to them, I know, I've been so busy. I've been so gone and so just away in my own little world. But don't think that I don't, I love you and I care about you, and I'm sorry I've been so disconnected from you. What can we do together to make sure this connection stays strong? So, because if you don't do that, then this Tower is definitely going to take things away from you. Is definitely going to say, okay, you don't care. And that's not okay, Gemini. If you don't care, then we're taking them away. And then until you learn how vital, how important it is to have love in your life, to have relationship in your life, to have these people who love you even in your darkest times, until you realize that, we're taking them away. Because you haven't earned it. And so this is what the Seven of Cups reversed is that, universe is sending you a pretty big lesson right now. And Gemini, I have also with this card in reverse, there is a fear of of excess, of drinking too much, of working out too much, of, drowning your sorrows in any of your vices. So please make sure that you are surrounding yourself with people who love you, but not only people who love you, but people who push you to be the best you. And I've been toying with this idea. I have a couple, I'd say 3 or 4 clients who are Geminis, or have lots of Gemini energy, not necessarily Gemini sun. And all of them are going through a situation right now where they have to decide whether they want to be with people who, I just have fun. I feel good. Or with people who, I feel good, but man, it can be really hard because they push me to be a better me. I want you to surround yourself with more of the latter of, they make me feel good, but they make me feel good because they push me to be better. All right? Not because they pull me down into this pit that after hanging out with them, you actually feel more depressed, feel more insecure, feel more, disconnected from self and everything around you. Make sure you're sticking with the people who make you feel good because, man, I know I'm worth something and I know I need to work to be better because I want to be even a better version of who I am today. Okay? So I know I'm like on my soapbox on that, but it's an important thing that you need to hear. All right, so then in career, we have the Lovers card. This is a great time if you want to ask for a raise, if you want to ask for a different job, do it. Yeah, you are just connected with the people at work. And so you can basically get what you need. Yeah, you're also, I have a feeling, if you're happy where you are and you don't want to raise or you don't want to shift your job, a coworker or somebody new is coming into the situation that it's like going to be your work wife, your work husband, and you feel really connected and you guys can really make some great projects. So if that person comes in, it's cool. It's a good match at work. It's a good way of getting ahead. It's a great way of connecting and making your job even better. In health, we have the Empress reversed. You are not inspiring yourself. Yes, it is time to inspire yourself. Now, when this happens, it's really a great time to start something you've always wanted to start. Like, I've always wanted to learn to play the ukulele, and I still haven't played the ukulele. So you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it this year. All right, my Heart Space listeners, my Geminis, hold me to it. Ask me, have you gotten a ukulele yet? Have you started working on learning the ukulele? Because I've always wanted to learn it. This is the time to do something like that. Like, you know what? I've just always wanted to learn calligraphy. Well, learn it. By golly, start doing it to inspire yourself, to give it just a bump, a boost, because it's just stagnant right now. You don't feel like, you just don't feel creative. You might not feel like your ideas are getting across. And so we need to jumpstart it. We need to just put a little in it. And the best way to do that is to start to learn something new. Because it opens up a new part of your brain, new ideas, and a new perspective. So just do that. I've always wanted to do fencing. Go take a fencing class. This is a great time to do that. And then the mind, body, soul connection, we have Temperance in the reverse. So Temperance energy is interesting because it's related to Jupiter, because it's a Sagittarius card. And so this, even though Temperance is often about, looking at both sides, looking at all the sides, multiple sides. and saying, hold on, let's hear all this out, and then we're going to make, a very educated decision, a very open-minded decision. It's also about expanding where those ideas come from. So with the Temperance card in reverse, I feel like a lot of you guys have been very set in what you believe, set in what's right, set in what's wrong. This is right, this is wrong, This is what Temperance card is saying, is that you're getting militant about your beliefs. You're getting militant about what you think is right and what you think is wrong. And that is going to cause a lot of issues, not necessarily, in your relationship. It could definitely cause, some tiffs, but it's also going to cause a huge issue in your spirit. Your spirit is not happy with this. You've got to let go of the chokehold you have on your belief system, because it's getting, I'm sorry, Gemini, but it's getting a little cray-cray. All right? No, it's not always black and white, especially when you're dealing with humans. There's a lot of color going on in life, and you have to allow for that beauty and that ease. So no, like you might, and I don't like to get political on my readings, but politics is a great example. You might be, I only believe this one certain thing. I'm very right, or I'm very left. Very right, very left. That's where the problems lie. And Temperance in reverse is asking you to reflect on that. If you're very right or if you're very left, they're both wrong. You have to have ease, because the sides have value. Both sides have value. Both sides have beauty, and you have to pick and choose the beauty. It's just like harvest, and we're in the time of harvest. You have to separate the wheat from the chaff. You have to separate the two, and they're in one. So there's going to be a lot of BS on both sides, but you have to pick through that to find the nutrients, to find the things that you can grow and create with. By blocking out an entire group of belief systems, or people, or anything, you are losing. You are losing a part of yourself. So right now you're completely out of balance in that way. Like you're very like, no, I only believe this very left wing thing. Simmer down now. Simmer down. You have to look at all the aspects to have a very well-rounded, loving view. And so that's the challenge the rest of the month, Gemini, is to really soften, to have ease, and say, you know what, this is what I believe, but let me hear you out. Let me hear what you have to say, because it has value. It has as much value as mine does. And that's the challenge, yeah, Gemini? And I feel like so many of my Geminis are out, like, doing the good work, making things happen, and like, go, 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 yes, yes, yes. Well, Gemini, now is a great time to take in all the different sides, take them in. And Gemini, you are actually really good about this, and so it's surprising that this comes up. But I think it's because we've gotten into like a pigeonhole, like this is what's right, this is what's right, this is what's right. And so now we have to come back to your Gemini self and go, let me hear you out. I totally want to. You have value. Everyone has value. So let me hear you and respect you as much as I respect myself. There we go. Okay, so first we got to respect ourselves. All right, Gemini, this Gemini reading is getting too long. All right, let me pull an enchanted map to bring it all together. All right, rock bottom. That's what the tower is, okay? You got to hit rock bottom to rise up. So the end of September, you might hit that. You might get into that situation where it could not get any worse, or you feel like it could not get any worse. And you need to feel that so you can rise up. And, like sit in it for a minute, not for long, but sit in it, really feel that feeling of being like, this is not what I want to do. This is not who I want to be. And then release it. That's the most important part. Feel it and then release it. And the decisions that we make can be really positive, can be really negative. But that one decision, don't let it define you for the rest of your life. That's silly, Gemini. People grow. People change. Yeah, and I've heard so many different cases that, people change, but their foundation never does. I innately believe that people have a kernel of light in them. And sometimes they do their best to snuff it out and they can't. And sometimes they do. But people can shift. We have to. We have no choice. The world shifts, and so do we. Even in the slightest things, we change. So this rock bottom feeling that you may have is okay. It sucks, but it's okay. And you will rise from it, Gemini. And because of this feeling that you have, and it sucks, and it's okay, and you have to deal with it in your own personal way. And I know some of you don't want to hear like, well, rise up. You want to hear, this sucks. You have no idea what I'm going through, right? I have no idea what you're going through. No, that's a bunch of BS. I've been through a lot too. We all have. Painful things, and I hear so many stories that are difficult and beyond difficult, insurmountable, and yet they do. And yet they come and rise above. So, with this rock bottom, have a sense of gratitude for still being here. Have a sense of gratitude because you are such a great, beautiful human being. And if you don't believe that, fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. Say it. Say it day in, day out. I am a beautiful human being. Every day, even if you don't feel it, say it. Because if you keep saying it, it will become part of your reality. But it doesn't happen overnight. It takes flippin' work, Gemini. It takes so much work. And you've got to put that work in now. Because we need you. We need you to rise up. Because you have, the Emperor's reversed is like, come on, create. Because we want to hear what you have to say. Okay.